Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining in with me today. You're visiting Carolynn Sander from carebearstamps.com. I'm here today with the Creating Kindness design team for another Around the World blog hop and video hop. The theme for today's blog hop and video hop is celebration. And I don't know about you, but I am definitely celebrating right now because Stampin' Up's promotion known as Celebration has started as of January 3rd. It is an awesome promotion. You can earn tons of free product whether you're a customer, a host, or a demonstrator. Feel free to contact me for more information if you are in Canada and you are interested in earning free Stampin' Up products. We'll get started right away here, but lastly I want to mention that you can find my contact information as well as the video links for today's video hop in the description section of today's YouTube tutorial. I have used a few of my favorite Stampin' Up products on today's project. They include the Epic Celebration stamp set, the Labeler Alphabet stamp set, the Brusho Crystal Color, as well as the Myths and Magic Specialty Designer Series paper. When I first caught news of the Epic Celebration stamp set, the headset in the stamp set is what stuck out to me the most. Mostly because our boys are big gamers and they are always on their headsets talking with their buddies. It truly reminds me of us growing up talking on our landlines with our friends. It's pretty much the same but different. At least that's what I tell myself. And that's where the inspiration for today's project came from. So today's card uses the Epic Celebration stamp set, and that's using the headset that you see there, as well as the Labeler Alphabet stamp set. And that is how we spelt the word gamer, or stamped the word gamer, I should say, as you can see on the card there. And as I mentioned, Celebration has started as of January 3rd. It runs till the end of March. You can earn this stamp set today for free if you spend $60 in merchandise, and that's if you're in Canada, of course. I also use this designer series paper that you can see in the background there, and that comes from the Myths and Magic Specialty Designer Series paper. This designer series paper is beautiful. If you look on the reverse, you can see the lovely pattern on the back side of that cardstock, and the whole pack of designer series paper is just as wonderful. Now, as you can see here, I'm not sure if you're as excited as I am, but we're using the Brusho Crystal Color on today's card. The Brusho Crystal Color comes in these little containers like so. You're actually supposed to poke a thumbtack into the top of your container. So take a thumbtack from home, pierce your top of your container, leave those thumbtacks to seal that powder into those containers. And you will see why. You're going to use these containers as shakers when you're using them because they are full of inky powder that can stain. And yeah, you want to keep it trapped in there. You just need a little bit. So in order to create that background that you see here today, we're going to take some of our yellow Brusho and a piece of cardstock. I'm using watercolor cardstock here today, but on my card I've also used the shimmery white cardstock. You just need something that's a little bit heavier so that it can tolerate the water that you're going to use. You don't want your paper pilling. So I'm putting a paper towel under us. You can use just a piece of paper under your cardstock as well. You'll then need to take one of your Stampin' Spritzers that is full of water. And again, like I mentioned, take your yellow Brusho. Pull that thumbtack out, and then you're going to just sprinkle some of that yellow Brusho powder all over your cardstock. I'm looking for a more varied look, so I'm not trying to even this out here. It's a random pattern. And then we're going to take our spritzer, and as I mentioned, we will just spray the entire piece of cardstock. You can spray and move some of that ink around to get the look that you want. I'm just using my heating tool to heat set it. It just speeds up the process a bit here. And now for my favorite part, the stamping and embossing of the headset. We're going to take our basic black archival stamping pad, and I'm going to use my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to rub it over my cardstock first. This just helps so that the embossing powder doesn't stick to the areas I don't want it to. I'm going to ink up my stamp and stamp it, of course, like so. And then I'm going to use my clear embossing powder. Cover my image completely. And then finish the embossing process. This next step is epic. I am going to stamp the word epic from this sentiment here, but I'm going to mask off the other words that are on the stamp using my washi tape. How do you do this? Well, you take your washi tape and you literally place it over top of the words that you want to omit, like so. You then ink up your stamp on your ink pad as you normally would. Then remove the washi from the masked areas. And stamp as you normally would. We are then going to take the same stamp and stamp it completely without masking. Like so. And again, we are going to complete the embossing process with our clear embossing powder and our heating tool. Now we're going to color in that headset using our stamping blends. I'm using the Daffodil Delight as well as a Smoky Slate. I'm not doing a lot of shading with my coloring today, but regardless, I've still opted to use my stamping blends for my coloring needs. Why is that? Well, because they blend beautifully. They're an alcohol-based marker, meaning they will blend nicely and you will not see any lines when you're coloring with your markers. For the next step, we're going to add a little bit more spatter to this card. And how we're going to do that is by taking the brush tip end of our stamping blend and just flicking it against the lid, aiming towards our cardstock. And there you have it. Voila! Instant spatter. We are now going to repeat what we previously did, meaning we'll recreate a similar background using our Brusho crystal color. As well, we will stamp another set of headphones, color them in and cut them out in order to pop them up with dimensionals on top of the previous stamp set of headphones. As well, we will stamp the word gamer using our labeler alphabet stamp set on this piece of cardstock that we have created this background on. There's a little bit more coloring and cutting required to finish up today's project. Otherwise, that's about it. It's pretty much self-explanatory from here on. Thank you so much for visiting today. I hope to see you again soon. Please remember to click on the description section of today's video tutorial so that you can find all of the links that are part of today's video hop. Bye bye for now.